you tired of the noise? I don't just mean the noise of traffic or the nonstop news cycle. I mean the noise inside your head, the one that constantly calculates the rising cost of groceries, the one that worries about the $3,000 rent for an apartment facing a brick wall, the one that asks the same question every single day. Am I just living, or am I simply existing? For decades, we've been told to run the rat race. We've chased the bigger paycheck, the better job title, the closer proximity to the action. And in doing so, we've ended up in cities that are loud, expensive, and have frankly forgotten our names. We are lonely in a sea of millions of people. That feeling, that ache, that's your soul telling you it's time to go home. But what if I told you that home isn't a place you've been before? What if I told you that a rich retirement isn't measured by your 401k, but by the richness of your time, by the quality of your peace of mind, by the wealth of a community that knows who you are and is glad that you're there? Welcome back to our channel. I believe that the true American dream is still alive, but it's not where we've been told to look. It's hidden. It's tucked away in small towns, along rivers, and nestled in valleys. Today, we are going on a journey. We are leaving the chaos behind. We are going to find 10 peaceful, hidden paradises in the Pacific Northwest. These are places where the 2025 average Social Security check of $1,976 a month isn't a survival budget. It's a thriving budget. This isn't just a list of cheap towns. This is a map to a new life. A life where you can finally breathe. We are starting our journey with the most expensive on our list and working our way down to the most affordable. Number 10, Moses Lake, Washington. Our first stop is a place that defies the stereotype of Washington State. When you think of Washington, you think of gray skies, mist, and rain. Moses Lake is the opposite. This is the sun-soaked oasis of the Columbia Basin. This is where the sun chooses to live, offering over 300 days of sunshine a year. It's a high desert community centered around a massive 6,800-acre lake. This isn't just a pond, it's a serious body of water that defines the entire culture of the town. Now, let's talk about the numbers first, just to get them out of the way. This is the most expensive town on our list, but it's all relative. The original video placed the total cost at $1,784 a month. With 2025 inflation, that might be closer to $1,850. But it still lands comfortably under that $1,900 mark. That $1,850 is the price of admission to a life lived outdoors. So, what is the real value? What is the community vibe? The vibe here is practical and unpretentious. This is a farming and agricultural community at its heart. People are down to earth. They are hardworking. The culture isn't about fancy restaurants or high-end boutiques. The culture is about the water. It's a lake life vibe. People are more concerned with their fishing boat than their brand of car. It's a place where you can find quiet, but also find activity. It's not isolated. It's just peaceful. So, what does a perfect day in Moses Lake look like? You wake up, not to sirens, but to the sun streaming in your window. You take your coffee and go for a walk, not on concrete, but through the serene and stunning Japanese peace garden at the community college. It's a hidden gem, a symbol of the town's connection to the world, a thank you gift from a former airbase. In the afternoon, you don't fight traffic. You launch a kayak, or maybe just sit by the water and read a book. You watch the boats go by. You feel the sun on your face, and you realize you haven't checked your phone in 3 hours. In the evening, the community comes alive. Maybe you join friends to watch a local high school football game, which is a big deal here. You're not just a face in the crowd, you're a neighbor. That's the trade-off. You trade the gray, expensive chaos of Seattle for 300 days of sunshine, a massive lake, and a community that is grounded and real. That is Moses Lake. Number 9, Lewiston, Idaho. We now head south into Idaho to a place they call the Banana Belt. Why? Because at only 745 feet of elevation, this is where winter seems to forget the way. It's nestled in a deep valley where two of the most powerful rivers in America, the Snake and the Clearwater, come together. The result is a climate that is remarkably mild for Idaho. This is a river town in every sense of the word. The original video crunched the numbers, and they are excellent. A total monthly cost of around $1,751. Imagine that. Living at the confluence of these two majestic rivers for less than $1,800 a month. That's the financial reassurance. But what about the soul? The community vibe in Lewiston is friendly and proud. This is a small town masquerading as a city. It has about 34,000 people, but it feels like a tight-knit community. People are proud of their history here. This is where Lewis and Clark's journey took them. There's a genuine warmth. People make eye contact. They wave. They are happy to be there, and they're happy that you are there. The original video mentioned the Mystic Cafe, and that's a perfect symbol. It's a place with history, a place where locals gather, a place that feels like home. So, what does a perfect day in Lewiston look like? It starts with the river. You take a morning walk along the beautiful, paved Clearwater River Trail. You watch the fishermen casting their lines and the rowing teams gliding across the water as the sun rises over the canyon. For lunch, you do exactly what the video suggested. You head to the Mystic Cafe, soak in the historic atmosphere, and have a conversation with the person at the next table. In the afternoon, you want to see the Y. You take a 15-minute drive up the famous Spiral Highway. It's a winding, dramatic road that takes you 2,000 feet up the bluff. And when you get to the top, you park the car, you get out, and you look over the entire valley. You see the two rivers meeting. You see the town nestled below. You see Washington on one side, Idaho on the other. And you just breathe. You are high above the rat race in every sense of the word. That is the peace that Lewiston offers. Number 8. Roseburg, Oregon. Let's be clear from the start. This is not Portland. This is the other Oregon. This is the heart of the land of 100 valleys. Roseburg is a lush, green town tucked away in the Umpqua River Valley, about 2.5 hours south of the big city. This is a place defined by its natural abundance, timber, wildlife, and increasingly, world-class wine. The numbers are just as beautiful as the scenery. The original video calculated a total monthly cost of around $1,719. Think about that. You can live in the heart of Oregon's wine country for just over $1,700 a month. That's a fact that should make anyone trying to retire in Napa or Sonoma weep. So, what is the community vibe? Roseburg has a spirit of libertarian independence. This is a place where people believe in self-reliance, in hard work. It's timber country, and it has that tough, authentic soul. People respect your privacy, but they are the first to show up if a neighbor needs help. The original video mentioned the creator's friend moving there. That's the story of New Roseburg. People are discovering it. They are escaping the politics and prices of the big cities and finding a place that just makes sense. It's a get-things-done kind of town, but on its own terms. So, what does a perfect day in Roseburg look like? It starts with the Umpqua River. This is one of the most famous fishing rivers in the world, renowned for its steelhead and bass. You don't even have to fish. You just go and sit by it. You spend the morning in Stewart Park, a 90-acre green space that is the town's backyard. In the afternoon, you explore. You are in the Umpqua Valley, which has over 40 local wineries. These aren't giant corporate operations. These are family-run vineyards where the person pouring your wine is often the person who grew the grapes. You're not just a tourist, you're a guest. In the evening, you grill what you caught, or bought, on your back deck. You pour a glass of that local wine, and you listen to the sound of nothing. Just the wind in the giant fir trees. That is the wealth that Roseburg provides. Number 7. Longview, Washington. Let's head back north to Washington, to a town that the original video called Diet Portland. I want to reframe that. Let's not define Longview by its proximity to Portland. Let's define it by its own heart. And the heart of Longview is not the I-5 freeway. The heart of Longview is Lake Sacagawea. This was one of America's first planned cities, designed by a timber baron in the 1922nd. And he had the foresight to build the entire city around a stunning 120-acre park. The numbers, just as comforting. A total cost of $1,716 a month. You are 45 minutes from Portland, but you are paying 40% less. This isn't Diet Portland. This is Smart Portland. What is the community vibe? Longview has a proud working-class soul. This is a timber and mill town. It's unpretentious. It's real. This isn't a town of tech startups. It's a town of people who make things. There's an honesty to it. And the community is centered around its incredible green spaces. The original video mentioned its past reputation, but the vibe today is one of revitalization. People are proud of Lake Sacagawea. They are proud of their history. It's a community that is actively and successfully building itself back up. So, what does a perfect day in Longview look like? It begins and ends at the lake. You start your morning with a walk around the 3.5-mile path that encircles Lake Sacagawea. You'll pass by families feeding the famous Longview ducks. You'll see the beautiful formal gardens. You'll nod hello to the other walkers. This is the town's central park, and it's spectacular. In the afternoon, you explore the history. You catch a matinee at the historic 1925 Columbia Theater, a beautifully restored relic from the town's founding. You feel the connection to the past. And in the evening, you have a choice. You can have a quiet dinner in town, or you can use that proximity advantage. You can drive 45 minutes into Portland, see a Broadway show, have a fancy dinner, and then you drive home. Back over the bridge, back to the quiet, back to the affordable, back to the peace of Longview. You get the best of both worlds, without the price tag of either. Number 6, Tillamook, Oregon. We are heading to the coast, but I need you to forget every postcard of the Oregon coast you've ever seen. Forget the tourist traps, the kite shops, the expensive art galleries. This is not that. Tillamook is the working coast. This is a town of dairy farmers, loggers, and fishermen. It's a town where the mud on your boots is a sign of a good day. And it is, astoundingly, the most affordable way to live within breathing distance of the Pacific Ocean. The original video calculated the cost at $1,702 a month. That is not a typo. You can live near the ocean for $1,700. This is possible because the community vibe is not built on tourism. It's built on work. The vibe is grounded, literally. It's connected to the land and the sea. The heart of this town is not a surfing beach. The heart of this town is the Tillamook Creamery. It's a world-famous, farmer-owned co-op that has been the economic engine and the cultural center of this valley for over 100 years. The people here are resilient, they are kind, and they are deeply connected to their roots. So, what does a perfect day in Tillamook look like? It starts with the low tide. You check the tide tables, grab your boots, and head to Tillamook Bay. You spend the morning clamming, digging for your dinner in the rich, dark sand. You're not just a consumer, you're a provider. You're participating in a ritual that is as old as the town itself. You take your catch home, and then you head out. You visit the creamery, not as a tourist, but as a local. You grab a scoop of ice cream, you've earned it, and you nod at the farmers you recognize. In the afternoon, you take one of the most beautiful drives in America, the Three Capes Scenic Loop. You watch the waves crash at Cape Meares and Cape Lookout. In the evening, as the original video pointed out, you can catch a movie at the historic Coliseum Theater, a place that has been the town's living room since the 1922. You are living a life that is simple, profound, and deeply, authentically real. That is the gift of Tillamook. Number 5. Yakima, Washington. If Moses Lake is the oasis, Yakima is the sun-drenched valley. This is the Palm Springs of Washington. A city of 97,000 people, it's the largest on our list so far. But it's not a big city. It's an agricultural hub that sits in a valley blessed with 300 days of sunshine and an abundance that is staggering. This is the heart of America's apple, wine, and hop production. If you've had a craft beer, an apple, or a glass of wine from Washington, it probably came from here. And the cost? $1,692 a month. You are living in a sun-drenched, fertile paradise for less than $1,700. The community vibe here is energetic and diverse. This is not a sleepy town. It's a working city. It has a vibrant blend of American and Hispanic culture, which is reflected in its food, its festivals, and its friendly, outgoing nature. People here live outdoors. The vibe is about celebrating the harvest, about enjoying the sunshine. It's an active, vibrant community. So, what does a perfect day in Yakima look like? It starts on the Yakima Greenway. This is a 20-mile paved pathway that runs along the Yakima River right through the city. It is a stunning piece of green infrastructure. You start your morning walking or biking this trail. You pass city parks, nature preserves, and even a fishing lake. You are in the middle of a city, but you feel like you're in the middle of nature. In the afternoon, you explore the source. You are in the heart of wine country. You visit one of the dozens of local wineries, many of which are just minutes from downtown. You sit on a sun-drenched patio, sipping a world-class wine, looking out over the valley. In the evening, you enjoy the harvest. You head to a local craft brewery that is using hops grown just miles away. You eat at a farm-to-table restaurant that is not a gimmick, it's just how they live. You are living a life of abundance, connected to the sun and the soil. Number 4. Pendleton, Oregon. We are heading back to Eastern Oregon, to a town that is not just a place, but a legend. This is Pendleton. This is the real West. This is a town of 17,000 people where cowboy is not a costume, it's a job description. The spirit of the Wild West is alive and well here, and it is magnificent. And you can live inside this legend for $1,687 a month. This is not just a place to live, this is a story to be a part of. The community vibe is one word: proud. These people are proud of their history, proud of their grit, and proud of their identity. The entire town's identity is forged in the fire of the world-famous Pendleton Roundup, a rodeo that has been running for over 100 years. This is a town that respects tradition, hard work, and a firm handshake. It's a no-nonsense kind of place, but with a huge heart. They are fiercely loyal, and they are the guardians of a lifestyle that is vanishing in the rest of America. The original video mentioned the Pendleton Woolen Mills. That's the other half of its soul, the heritage of craftsmanship. So, what does a perfect day in Pendleton look like? It starts with history. You spend the morning exploring the Pendleton Underground tours. You literally go beneath the streets to see the hidden city from the 1,890 seconds, a fascinating and unbelievable network of tunnels and old storefronts. You come back to the surface and you feel like you've time traveled. In the afternoon, you visit the woolen mills. You see the craftsmanship, the vibrant colors of the Native American-inspired blankets that made this town famous. You buy a real wool shirt that will last you the rest of your life. In the evening, you go to a steakhouse. A real, old-school steakhouse where the portions are huge and the coffee is strong. You are surrounded by people who look like they just stepped out of a Western movie. But it's not a movie. It's just Thursday. You are living an authentic life, steeped in a heritage that is powerful and unbroken. Number 3. La Grande, Oregon. If Pendleton is the Wild West, La Grande is the Hidden Valley. This is a town that feels like a secret. It's a small, cozy college town of 13,000 people, tucked into a perfectly flat, wide valley, completely encircled by the stunning Blue Mountains. When you drive in, you feel like you've discovered a place the rest of the world missed. It's beautiful, it's peaceful, and it is shockingly affordable. The original video's number is almost hard to believe, $1,616 a month. That is an incredible price for a town that has both natural beauty and the energy of a university. The community vibe is a unique and wonderful blend. You have the old and the new. You have the farmers and ranchers who have worked this valley for generations. And you have the new, the students and professors from Eastern Oregon University, which sits on the hill overlooking the town. This blend creates a vibe that is intellectual and grounded at the same time. It's a place where new ideas and old values meet at the local farmers market. It's a community that is smart, friendly, and deeply appreciative of the paradise it inhabits. So, what does a perfect day in La Grande look like? It starts at the Saturday farmers market. It's the best in the region. You walk through, buying fresh produce, local honey, and artisan bread, chatting with the farmers who grew the food. The university president might be in line next to you. In the afternoon, you engage your mind. You head up to the university to attend a free public lecture, or a concert, or an art exhibit. You have the cultural benefits of a much larger city, but with zero traffic and zero pretension. In the evening, you look up. You're surrounded by mountains, far from the light pollution of any major city. The sky is so dark, so clear, that the Milky Way looks like a painting. You are living a life that is both intellectually stimulating and profoundly peaceful. You're not just saving money, you're gaining perspective. Number 2. Idaho Falls, Idaho. We are back in Idaho, and we are at a town that is a true hidden paradise. Idaho Falls is a clean, safe, and friendly city of 67,000 people. It's large enough to have every amenity you could ever want, but it feels like a small town. And its heart is a 5-mile river walk that is the envy of cities 10 times its size. This town is the gateway to wonder. It's the last stop before you hit Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons, the most spectacular parks in North America. And the cost of living. The original video said $1,589. Even with inflation, you are well under $1,700. It's an incredible value. The community vibe is safe and family-friendly. This is a place that values community, service, and a clean-cut lifestyle. The original video mentioned the bugaboo about Californians, but the truth is, the people of Idaho Falls are kind, welcoming, and polite. There is a strong sense of civic pride here. The Riverwalk isn't just a park, it's the city's front yard, and everyone takes care of it. It's a place where you feel safe walking at night. It's a place where you can, finally, let your guard down. So what does a perfect day in Idaho Falls look like? It revolves around that Riverwalk. You start your morning on the Greenbelt, walking alongside the Snake River. You watch the sun rise over the falls. They are man-made, yes, but they are beautiful, spanning the entire river. You walk past the stunning Idaho Falls Temple, a landmark of faith and architecture. In the afternoon, you explore the cultural district. You visit the local art museum, or the Museum of Idaho. You are enjoying amenities you'd expect in a much more expensive place. And in the evening, you sit at one of the restaurants that overlook the river. You watch the water. You watch the families. You watch the sunset. And you think to yourself, this is it. This is the peace I've been looking for. And you know that on the weekend, Yellowstone, the crown jewel of America, is just a day trip away. You are not just retiring, you are upgrading. Number 1, Pocatello, Idaho. And here we are, the number 1 most affordable town on our list. Pocatello. The original video said this town feels stuck in time, and that's what makes it a paradise. This is a mid-sized university town of 56,000 people. It's not flashy, it's not trying to be the next big thing. It is, quite simply, the most affordable, authentic, and character-filled town on our list. The numbers are staggering. The original video's calculation was $1,539 a month. Let's just pause and absorb that. 1,539美元. That means on an average Social Security check, you have over $400 left over. $400 every single month. What is that? That's your travel fund. That's your spoil the grandkids fund. That, my friends, is freedom. But a place this cheap must be terrible, right? No, it's just quirky. The community vibe is authentic and quirky in the best possible way. This is a town that doesn't take itself too seriously. This is a town that, in 1987, famously passed an ordinance making it illegal not to smile. It was a joke, a publicity stunt. But it perfectly captures the friendly, unpretentious soul of Pocatello. This is a what you see is what you get kind of place. It's an old railroad town, a university town, and a town of good bones and good people. So, what does a perfect day in Pocatello look like? It starts in Old Town. You walk the historic streets, admiring the beautiful brick buildings from the 1,890 seconds. You stop at the old-fashioned, restored soda fountain and have a real, handmade phosphate. You're not just seeing history, you're tasting it. In the afternoon, you get quirky. You visit the Museum of Clean, a one-of-a-kind, 75,000 square foot museum dedicated to, well, cleaning. It sounds bizarre, but it is fascinating, and it's a perfect symbol for the town, proud, unique, and surprisingly delightful. Or you visit the Idaho Museum of Natural History on the campus of Idaho State University. In the evening, you use that $400 you saved. You take a class at the university. You join a community theater group. You take your visiting grandkids to Yellowstone. It's only 2.5 hours away. You are living a life with zero financial stress, a life where you have the freedom, the time, and the community to be exactly who you are. So, what is the richest retirement? Is it a $3 million condo in a city that doesn't know your name? Or is it a $750 a month apartment in Pocatello, where you have the freedom to finally live? Is it the noise of the rat race? Or the sound of the Umpqua River? The Pacific Northwest isn't just about Seattle or Portland. The real Pacific Northwest, the one with the soul, is in these 10 towns. It's in the sunshine of Moses Lake, the history of Pendleton, the rivers of Lewiston, and the warm, quirky smile of Pocatello. The numbers help you make the plan, but only your heart can tell you when you're home. So, I have one last question for you. That ache you feel? That desire for something real? What if you listened to it? What if you actually went? If you love the idea of this journey, the idea of finding a quiet, affordable, and friendly place to call home, but maybe the Pacific Northwest isn't your region, then you need to watch this video next. Beyond the PNW, 10 hidden gem towns in the Midwest for a quiet life. Click here. Your new beginning is waiting.